everybody, and welcome to another episode of Command Your Confidence. And today I want to talk to you guys about judgments. And when I talk about judgments, I'm talking about judgments that you have about yourself, judgments that you have about other people, and judgments that you have about the situation in the world around you. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because these judgments that we have, even though they can be good at times, they could really keep us from moving forward in our life and developing the life that we want for ourselves and growing as an individual. So it's important to have an awareness of good judgments and bad judgments, because once you can have an awareness of that, you can kind of filter out which judgments are serving you and which ones are not. And so it's important to know that. And so why do we think we have judgments? Well, I think we have judgments because it's our way of just kind of filtering out things, filtering out the situation, filtering out other people, filtering out like who we are and everything. And it's good to a point, but sometimes it can become a problem. For example, if you have a judgment about like a particular type of person, or like judgment about like a situation, next time when you get in a similar type of situation, or if you come across a particular type of person, you're going to automatically place judgment on them based off certain traits or certain things that are happening within the situation. And sometimes these may be right, sometimes these may be wrong, but because you have that judgment, when you get into a certain situation, you might act in a different manner. Like, say for instance, you wanted to go talk to a girl, but you saw this beautiful girl and you're like, damn, she's so pretty, that girl would never talk to me. That's a judgment right there. And not only a judgment that you're placing on her, but a judgment that you're placing on yourself, because you have the judgment that you're not good enough, and therefore you're not going to take the action. You're going to just be anxious, you're going to have that anxiety. Another example would be, maybe you wanted to go ask for a raise at your job, and you're thinking, well, I don't think I can get it, or if I go get it, they're going to say no because they don't think I'm important. And see, if you have that judgment and you won't take that action, you won't ask for that raise, and therefore you may never know. So that's why I'm encouraging you all, guys, man. Next time you have a judgment, say you really want to do something, but then you find yourself, judging the situation, or judging the person, really think about it. Like, say, challenge yourself to actually go out there and do it. Don't let that judgment hold you back. And even though you can't just think about the outcome. If the outcome doesn't come your way, at least you can say, well, hey, I fucking manned up and I challenged that judgment. And what? I did what I had to do. And sometimes it'd be like, be amazed. Like, you'd be like, holy shit, I had challenged that judgment. And then all of a sudden you got this good response. Like, for instance, like you were judging yourself because you didn't think you can get a raise. You just fucking go out there and ask for that raise. And you're like, fuck, I got that raise. You're like, and you thought to yourself, well, I wasn't gonna get it. Or maybe the next time you see that beautiful girl and you're like, oh man, I can't do it. She won't talk to me. Go out there and do it. And who knows, maybe that person will like you, maybe that person won't. But you gotta go out there and try. And the same thing is, if you're trying to communicate something to your friend, or say you have a situation with a loved one or a friend, and you're afraid to kind of be honest with them about something, don't be afraid to do it. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge the outcome of the situation. Go out there and just try it. And you don't know what will happen. Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith. A leap of faith, and just see what happens. Because you'll be amazed. Sometimes when I've challenged some of the judgments that I've had, I've been amazed by the outcomes of the result. I'm like, well, shit, I can't believe that happened. But there have been times where I had the judgment and the result didn't go my way. And I did it. That's all that matters. I accept the outcome. You just got to accept the outcome, regardless of the situation you have at hand. And sometimes I used to judge myself when I was being honest with certain people. Like, I remember there's one coworker. Well, he was more of like a contractor, and he thought he was the manager of our department. And I had to say to him, hey man, you're not my boss. And I judged myself for rising up and telling him that. But you know what? He wasn't, and he was trying to manage everyone, even though he didn't. That wasn't his title. And there was another guy who could manage, who was in our department, who did manage us. And I felt bad for doing it. I judged myself like, wow, oh man, that hurt. Why did I do that? And you really can't, you know, if I had to go back to that situation, I would have had to say to myself, dude, you just had to be honest with someone. Don't feel bad because you had to do it. You know, you just can't let your judgments affect you. But yeah, just like I say, guys, don't be afraid. Don't try not to judge too much. I know we have judgments that are meant to like protect us, make us feel safe, and get us through certain situations. But sometimes we have judgments because our judgments are so strong that we don't want to get ourselves into situations because we're judging like a particular outcome. And we just don't want to take that action, or we're judging like the result of that outcome, or how we're going to feel as the result of that outcome. And you don't want to do that. You just want to, if you feel you got to challenge it, really go out there and push it, because you never know what the outcome will be, and you got to accept it. And the more you can learn to filter your judgments, the more you will become confident in yourself, the more action you will take in your life, the more you won't be afraid to take action, because you're judging the situation, you're judging this person, you're judging yourself. So you got to make that a habit, guys, and that's something I've been working on a lot more lately, because I realize I feel great every time I do it, and sometimes I don't like the outcomes of things, but I just have to accept it. You know, I realize, hey, if things are going to happen for me, the things that are going to happen for me are going to happen, and the things that aren't going to happen are going to happen. That's the outlook that you have to have on life. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and until next time, guys, take charge, take control, and command your confidence.